Hey guys, this is CyberKnight8610. I was going through some of my old videos and I realized I never made a spoiler video on Hidden Arsenal 3, which is the next Hidden Arsenal pack to come out for us. We will get it, of course, December 7th, 2010, so that's going to be really awesome, I must say, right at the beginning. And I thought that Gunra was supposed to be on the front of the pack, but evidently it's Dragony Knight Gale Blug, or Blug, I don't know how to pronounce that. Not really good at pronouncing, so forgive me if I mispronounce cards. I know some people got really ticked off about how I mispronounced some dragony cards. I'm really sorry. I just, doing my best. Alright, so I thought I would kind of have like a little spoiler of it. First off, as most of us know, Hidden Arsenal 3 will be basically the OCG, which is the Japanese and all those Asian territories. Their dual terminal 5 and 6 becomes our Hidden Arsenal 3. Although we get our own dual terminal cards, they're not legal in our tournaments. Although there might be a few exceptions here and there. I believe Wild Harpy, he said before that his tournaments he's allowed to even use dual terminal cards, but usually they aren't allowed in tournament play until they are mass produced. So Hidden Arsenal mass produced them, and sometimes you also see a few here and there out of other packs as commons and stuff, like how the Flame Veils were some commons in a Duelist Revolution. So yeah, it's a really interesting set. They're always awesome. All holographics. There are 20 secret rares in the set along with 40 super rares. So you're always going to get holographics. You're going to get one secret rare in a pack, of course. And it's just really cool. It introduces the Arginex, the Dragony Knight, which are the synchros to the Dragonies, and also further support for the Ice Barrier, Natria, Fable, Drac, Ally of Justice, and Worm cards. So it's pretty interesting. I'm going to do kind of a little. Well, first off, these cards will not be in there. They're in the dual terminal. They're like reprints. So just kind of ignore these that have already been produced. The new ones are the ones that will be in Hidden Arsenal. There might be one here and there that will not. I mean, we don't have a full list yet. I don't have anything just really fully confirmed. So there might be like one out of this whole, list that might not be here, and then reprinted it like in Star Strike Blast or something for us. We're getting, quite a few Fable cards. I will go over a few of the cards here in a sec, of course. I'm just going to kind of scroll through the list, let you guys see them, and I will have links to all of this so you guys can see it for yourself and click on the cards you want to go to, because of course, I can't go through every card like that. It would take too much time. Of course, these three will not be in Arsenal. They will be in the Dual Terminal 3, which I will also have a spoiler on very soon. I'll probably try to have them up at the same time because they're basically the same thing, almost. Just a few cards here and there. See some new synchros, and of course we don't get any of these spells from traps. They're just the reprints like that. So we're only going to be getting the new ones, which is pretty cool. And here is the other dual terminal set that will be combined to make Hidden Arsenal 3. Of course, ignoring these. Here's the Dragonies. Very awesome art shop. I'm really excited to get them. I'll make a deck around them as well. Get some new Fables, some Dracs, Natria Host Needle, whatever. It's pretty neat looking. A lot of different Natrias, Arginex, which look pretty interesting. Ice Barriers. If you have Justice, Worms, of course. Worms look really cool. I'm trying to get some of the new Worms. Worm Zero is really neat. It's like a Cyber End Dragon, or a Chimera Tech Over Dragon, I guess I should say, for the Worms. Of course, these won't be in there. There will be our cover card. I will go over him here in a sec. And of course, these down here will not be in there. Alright, now I'm going to go over a few of the cards. I will have to be sort of fast on this. Dragony Knight, Gale Bug, I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry for people that, might get aggravated. He is, of course, the cover card. He requires a Dragon-type tuner and one or more Winged Beast-type non-tuner monsters. Really cool. A level 6, 2000 attack, 1100 defense, and when this card battles, you can activate this card's effect only during the damage step by removing from play one Winged Beast-type monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the attack of the removed from play monster till the end phase. So that's pretty interesting. Being level 6 is pretty cool as well. Gotta love the art. I always love the art of these guys. Like I said, it's going to be a bit random of the cards I'm going to go over. Natria Cliff. It's one that a lot of people are really liking, especially if you plan to use Natrias. It's going to be a staple. Really interesting card rock. Level 4, 1500 attack, 1000 defense, and when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 4 lower Natrium monster from your deck to your side of the field and face up attack position. So that's pretty mean ability, and you can see that really coming in handy in searching through Natrium decks. Fabled Leviathan. It's a new synchro that we're getting, and of course a lot of people like Fableds. They're pretty interesting. It is a level 10, 2000 defense, 3000 attack, light, and it requires a Fabled Tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. When this card is face up on the field, when this face-up card is on the field and destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can select up to 3 Fabled monsters in your graveyard and add the selected monsters to your hand. So that's pretty interesting. Gunner, the Dragon of the Ice Barrier, pretty interesting as well. It's another, really cool Ice Barrier monster. I've talked about this guy I don't know how many different times, but I guess I'll talk about him a little bit again. He is a Dragon Synchro, of course, level 7, 2500 attack, 1700 defense. Requires a tuner and one or more non-tuner water monsters. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard to select and destroy equal number of cards your opponent controls. So that's very interesting. The art's always neat. Like I said, I always like the dual terminal cards and the arsenal cards for their art. Just really cool, and you can see them really coming in handy. For some reason, this one did not come up. I don't know why. And I'm sorry if I don't sound too good. I still have a lot of allergy problems. Oh well, we'll just skip that card. It was a direct synchro. For some reason, it did not pull up. I don't know why. Sorry for that. I'll try to pull it up later and talk about it in the dual terminal sets. Worm Zero, though, here's one that I'm really interested in. It is a Reptile Fusion, level 10. It has a question mark for its attack, and because of its ability, kind of defines what its attack is going to be. It requires 2 or more worm-type reptile monsters, and its ability is this card. The attack of this card becomes the number of different fusion material monsters used in the fusion summon times 500. So if you use 2, then it will be 1000 attack, so on and so forth. This card gains effects based on the number of different fusion material monsters used in its fusion summon. If it's 2, once per turn you can select and special summon 1 reptile monster from your graveyard in face down defense position. If it's 4, then you can remove from play 1 reptile monster from your graveyard and select and send 1 monster on the field to the graveyard. And if it's 6 or up, then once per turn you can draw 1 card. So that's a pretty interesting ability. I really like it. It reminds me of like Chimera Tech Over Dragon, like I said before, and it's just really cool. It's gonna actually make worm decks where they are pretty competitive. I'm not saying, win all the Shonen Jump championships, but I could maybe see something around tier 2. Hopefully, I don't know. You might be able to combine these with Light Swords and do something like that. I'd love to see a deck that was based on this card, really. I'll have just this Decisive Armor. I know this card is a lot of people really want it. It's pretty expensive in its dual terminal form since it has come out in dual terminal 3. And it's a very interesting card. It's one I really like as well. It is a machine synchro, of course. Level 10, 3300 attack and defense. It's the same. It requires a tuner and 2 or more non-tuner monsters. Its ability is if your opponent controls a face-up black monster, you can select and activate one of the following effects per turn. You can destroy 1 set card your opponent controls, send 1 face-up card from your hand to the graveyard to destroy all set spells and traps your opponent controls. You can send all cards from your hand to the graveyard to look at your opponent's hand and send all light monsters in it to the graveyard, and then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined attack of all monsters sent this way. So it's very evil effect. You can see how it could just obliterate light attribute monsters. That would include worms, light swords, anything like Fableds even, I guess. So yeah, it's a very interesting card. Like I said, I'm sorry if I sound bad. I am still sick. Fabled Reagan is how I'm going to pronounce it. Hopefully I pronounced that right. It's a very interesting one, level 5. It is a synchro, of course, fiend, and it has 2300 attack, 1800 defense. It requires a Fabled tuner monster and 1 or more non-tuner monsters, and this, if it is synchro summoned while you have 1 or no cards in your hand, you can draw cards until you have 2 cards in your hand. So that's kind of an interesting card. I kind of like that. I like how they always have these little dudes and little pictures. So that's kind of interesting. Of course, Fables have always really been an interesting archetype. So yeah, those are the only ones I'm going to talk about for this. Like I said, I can't talk about all of them. There are just too many. And also, there might be a one here and there that isn't actually confirmed, because we don't have a full confirmed list. There's only a few that are 100% confirmed, like Natural Cliff, and I think all the ones I talked about were the actual confirmed ones. I will talk about more of the high dollar cards and stuff that will be in dual terminal that are in dual terminal 3 as well. So if I miss like a card that's high dollar that's going to be in Hidden Arsenal, well, if more likely it's going to be in dual terminal 3 as well. So that's the reason I'm just going to save it for later on that. I'll try to come out with both videos about the same time, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like I said, there might be one here and there, and I'm really sorry for the mispronouncing if I mispronounced a card here and there. Alright, and please subscribe and check out my contest. Alright, bye YouTube. Today's video is sponsored by StrikeZoneOnline.com. StrikeZoneOnline.com has easy navigation to find any card or pack that you're looking for, and also has some of the best gaming supplies out there. With their easy payment options, you can buy whatever you need from StrikeZoneOnline.com. So go check it out today.